Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave, and today it's another episode of Micro Machine March. So we're going to be looking at the Star Trek Micro Machines U.S.S. Stargazer, NCC-2893. An awesome ship, neat design. It is a kit bash, but you know what, it doesn't matter because it's so awesome, nobody cares. So, the ship itself is a little over 2¼ inches long, so it's a nice sized ship. So this is from collection set number 2. Now, it can be very expensive, but I got mine cheap off eBay for about $24 with free shipping. However, it did not come with a U.S.S. Defiant, so I was kind of pissed about that. But it is what it is, and I'm glad I got the set, because it was extremely cheaper than normal. So, let's take a look at the mold, the paint. We'll put it on a stand, compare it, and then we'll be done. Let's get moving. Here we have a beautiful mold on this ship. The Stargazer's awesome. You may be asking yourself, Dave, why is it yellow? But I'll get to that when I talk about the paint, because I have a theory. But anywho, the detail is amazing. We have our bridge. The saucer has those nice lines. We have our modules. Put it this way, we have all our little docking bays and whatnot, shuttle bays I should say. Deflectors and little modules on the bottom, sensor domes and whatnot. Just very nice. Great detail on this ship. Neat thing is the top and the bottom is the same piece of different models. So it has two bridges, I guess you could say, even though the ship itself doesn't have two bridges. So that's pretty interesting. Now also on the bottom we do have our peg port. And that's always nice. We have some modules underneath there. And that leads us to this section within the cells. On the back we have two neck pieces. Very similar to the Enterprise Refit /A. See, these sections here would be the neck piece. And then we have our warp nacelles, which are the same as a Reliant or the Enterprise. So that's pretty interesting, right? Just a bunch of pieces that we've seen before, molded in a different way. And then here and here we have two impulse engines. And again, you see that little circle right there above my finger? That is this piece right here. So that's pretty interesting. So the mold on this is very nice. It has some interesting shapes that we've seen before. However, the saucer and the nacelles are built upon. We have the nice modules on the bottom, which I mentioned. These sections right here with some modules. And the nacelles are molded. Everything's molded. Except the paint kind of kills it a little bit because it's just one color. But it's not bad. They did a great job on this ship. Okay, for the paint, we have a handful of colors here, but the first one is yellow, which goes from the nacelles all the way to the dish. Covers the whole thing. Now, I know the reason for that. This ship is actually what I believe is a representation of the model that Captain Picard had in his ready room. It should look more like a Reliant / Enterprise Refit, Enterprise A type color scheme. However, this is what they went with, but I don't know. I would have preferred the real color, but it is what it is. So anyway, on top of that yellow, we have light blue. For all these dots around the bridge, section here, underneath on some of these modules. And then what we have is some red right there. Red for the delta and stripes on the nacelles. We have black for the words, U.S.S. Stargazer, NCC and the registry number on the bottom as well. And then the last color is dark blue for the interior of the nacelles, which is pretty awesome. It looks almost black, but it is a very dark blue. And that pretty much does it for the paint. So now that I'm done with the mold and the paint, let's put this baby on a stand, compare it, and we'll be done. And just like other Star Trek Micro Machines, it comes with a cool translucent stand. Just peg it right here in the port. This one's a little difficult to get in because of the nacelles, but it's not too hard to get it in, and you're good to go. For comparison, I have it next to the Enterprise A, similar types of ships, and a little fun fact, when they made the Stargazer, it was actually a kit bash of basically the Enterprise and a couple different pieces. We have the same dish with added pieces, And the nacelles are the same. The impulse engines are the same as the one that's on the back here. So it's pretty interesting. I love how they always tried to do things on the cheap, but it ended up paying off really cool. And the Stargazer is one of those ships that came out to be one of a fan favorites, I guess you could say. And that does it for my review of the Star Trek Micro Machines Stargazer. One of my favorite ships. I really like the design here, how it was basically in production used a bunch of models from previous ships to make this. And even though a keen eye can see the similarities, in the show it just looked like a unique model, and that's what's awesome about it. It is a great shape and interesting idea. Now, this Micro Machine ship I got in collector set number 2, and I'm glad I did. And I got a bunch of ships I never even knew they made, like the Nebula class, the Future Enterprise from Q's timeline with 3 nacelles. Great stuff. If you can find that cheap, go for it. Sadly, I did not get the U.S.S. Defiant in that package, but it's just one ship, so one day I'll pick that up. Now, this ship has great detail. The only downside I can pinpoint on it would be the paint. Now, I understand what they're trying to do here, make that model that Picard had on his ready room table. That was painted a similar gold, and that's what they went for here. I would have liked a more color like this, or a grayer color like the Reliant, but it is what it is, and we are lucky we even got one of these, as I say a lot. And that's all I have to say. It is a unique ship, and if you want it, I say go for it. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, like and subscribe for new reviews every Thursday. And remember, it's Micro Machine March 2017, so every day this month, all the way up to the 31st, I'll be looking at different Micro Machines every day. So if you're into that, tune in and we'll see what I have to offer. So thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.